Notts County talk. I'll say the scoreline. It's finished Notts County 2, Barnet 0. Everyone knows the scoreline.
Everyone knows.
Will, I don't know where to start. Where do you want to start?
I don't even know where to start. I mean, I asked you at half time, who's Real Madrid's left back? Marcelo. Joel Bagan. Comparison's unreal, mate. The comparison is unreal. We're unreal today. You wouldn't have thought they were 4 months out at all. I mean, they look fit, they look firing. We all questioned Turner a little bit playing, but we all back hardly, and Turner was incredible. Some of them last-ditch tackles he did in the first 20 minutes paid dividends. You know what I mean? It was what it was. It was a great performance. We did a job. And I said after the game, it looked like an FA Cup fixture. It looks like it was a league team against a non-league team, and hopefully that'll be the case next year, I think.
Yeah, no, getting down to the seriousness of it though, we sort of saw the lineup, didn't we? And we were a little bit, where's Enzio, where's Rawlinson? And I sort of turned and said to you, well, you look at Barrow and you look at the lineup there, and everyone was questioning that, but it worked, didn't it? Do you think that was, when you were looking at the lineup today, did you have the confidence in Ollie, or did you not?
I mean, you always have the confidence, but you always question the lineup because we've got so many good players in each position. That's the problem. So, if Enzio doesn't start, you think, why is Enzio starting? But Jim O'Brien started, and he's a class player. And I mean, Jim, he set up that first goal, 100%. Hard work from him, and he's the one that got us that first goal, basically. I mean, it's a huge finish from Dennis, but Jim O'Brien was great today. And a lot of people will question, why is Enzio not starting? And that probably hardly answered the questions. He did nothing wrong tactically today, hardly, I don't think, at all. Except for the clothes he was wearing, he did nothing wrong.
Yeah, no, that was one thing that was annoying you throughout the game, but we won't go into that.
No.
So I think Ardley it's getting to a point now. I think every Notts fan will agree he's proven himself now, hasn't he?
You've got a lot of faith in him. You think he's a league manager. He's a football league manager. I'm not even sure if he's ever worked I don't think he's not worked outside of the football league. He was at Wimbledon for like 8 years, wasn't he? So he's clearly does something right. He knows what he's doing, and we're just, we're not managers. We questioned the starting lineup. Turner was like arguably one of the best players today.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's just one of them things. He knows what he's doing. He's watched them, like you said, he's watched them training all week. Well, for the past month, he knows who's fit, who's not. He knows who's about, who's not. And I think he made the right decisions today. Clearly, we won 2-0, and they did nothing. They didn't. And I think it wasn't based off them being poor, because that's their game style. They beat Yeovil playing the same way today as they did last week.
Yeah.
But we just counteracted that against them, and that's all you can do. That McCallum, he didn't do anything today. Yeah. But against Yeovil, he took his chance and scored. If we'd have given him one chance today, he'd have scored a goal, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Realistically, and we didn't give him a chance. That's credit to Lacey and Turner at the back, and all of them, I think.
Jim O'Brien giving us the fist there. No, you look across the squad, and with the changes that we have got, I mean, the bench that we had today, do you think that Ardley's tactics are never keep the same 11 to confuse the opposition, or do you think that's just him purely looking at training?
Maybe, yeah. I was a bit naive. You lot mentioned it. Barnet were probably training as if Enzio was starting. That's one of our main. Enzio is one of our main threats. You can't deny it. He's been one of our best players this year. But you bring Enzio on, you're happy. But they wouldn't expect Jim O'Brien playing on the left. I didn't expect it. No one expected it. Yeah. So, and at the end of the day, it paid dividends, didn't it? Because he's the one that set up the first goal.
Yeah.
And to be fair to him, he must just be fit. He must be on it. Yeah, I've not got a bad word to say about Ardley at all. I've not got a bad word to say about any of them today. I thought, from the back, you feel so confident with them all.
Yeah.
And you look at the people who weren't on the bench. I'm sure Wilson wasn't even on the bench.
Yeah.
And he's a football league striker. And
so much depth, isn't there? But you're sort of left feeling like, if we can come out the blocks like that in the playoff semi-final, you've got players on the pitch like Carl Roberts, great players, Wotton. But you've got
who was that?
Regan Booty giving it the fist as well. So you've got players like that. It's their biggest game of their life, isn't it?
Huge,
so you've got Wotton, you've got Carl Roberts. And Carl Roberts today, what a goal that was, wasn't
Carl Roberts is incredible. I'll say it and I'll say it again. Real Madrid vibes. He's the boy. Is that him there? No, that's not him, no. I love him. I'm sad to say I don't think we'll have him for very long, because some Championship or League One team is definitely going to come for him. And why wouldn't you? I just think, Harrogate are going to be a different proposition next week. Harrogate are a lot better team than Barnet. And Harrogate, they're a good team. We're both in the FA Trophy semis. We're both second and third. It's going to be a tough game. You know, we know the sort of danger people like, even though John said he can bring danger, they will cause us troubles that Barnet didn't choose today. But we just got to be happy about today. And if we go and whatever happens at Wembley, we still made it. And it's been so much better on and off the pitch than last year.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we should all be happy for what we've achieved this year, I think.
You're looking now, before the game, not so much me, I know it sounds a bit arrogant, but I wasn't really nervous. But you're leaving that game now and it's sort of, you have a confidence going into the final, don't you?
Scott Loach. The boy. Big man. Yeah, you had confidence was that for the weekend?
Oh yeah, you're going into the game on Sunday, it's the final.
I mean,
you're going into the game today with sort of, you're not knowing what to expect because of what's happened with the break that we've had. You know, is it going to affect certain players? Are you going into the final with more confidence than you went into the semi-final with?
So much more confidence. You didn't know how much that 90 minutes they played last week would have made a difference. And it looks like we were so much fitter than them. Like I said, it was like an FA Cup tie, I thought we looked like the Football League club. But then, you know, you watch the Bournemouth game, Harrogate looked like the Football League team, and Bournemouth looked miles off of them. So I'm sure if Harrogate, you ask a Harrogate fan, they'll say the same thing. They'll say, well, we came second, we're buzzing, we're ready to go. And I'm sure it'll be a lot tighter game, but I think we have got the quality in Kyle Roberts, Enzio, players like that who will just do a little bit of magic, and I feel like we can get through it. You know, and if we don't, we don't. It is what it is.
Final question to you, Will. O'Brien got man of the match, didn't he?
Huge.
Who do you think else could have got man of the match?
I think Ben Turner had a shout. I mean, I missed the Slocum save, but I think Kyle Roberts' goal again, but they should have probably dealt with that. You'd have thought they'd have watched the Barrow game and seen that he did exactly the same.
Identical goal, wasn't it?
I'll give you, I think man of the match was. I think
it?
Jim O'Brien was incredible, but I also think Michael Doyle didn't put a foot wrong. But I probably think, and it'll probably cause some a little bit of hate, but maybe Dennis, because that first goal, like, you're confident Dennis will score once in every 2 games at least.
Yeah.
And he scores goals. So yeah, I'd probably go Dennis. I think Bagan was incredible as well. I think to say he's not even our player, like he doesn't play for it, like he's on loan at us.
Yeah.
And to how much effort he put in and them crosses he put in. Unbelievable, yeah.
Well, I'm going to leave you there because we're both soaking wet. We're going to get in the car and try and dry off. Thank you.
Cheers,